Hello my beautiful angels, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a special little holiday makeup tutorial for you guys. We all know the holidays are coming up, so I thought I'd mix it up with a nice little tutorial here. You guys can mix up the look with a light lip and a dark lip. If you guys like how this looks and want to learn how to recreate it, it's super easy. Just keep on watching. What's up guys? Here I am with a bare face and we're going to go ahead and start. Today I'm going to be using the Fenty Beauty foundation in the shades 210 and 230. But before I go ahead and apply my foundation, I like to prep my skin. I'm prepping it with the Dermy E face oil. I'm lathering my skin up with this because my face has been really dry this winter. And then I'm going to go ahead and spritz my face with the Least Water Magnifix. I used to be in love with this and I found it lying around and I was like, you know what? I gotta bring this back. I went ahead and fanned myself dry. I love this fan. I got it from Amazon. Super inexpensive and it speeds up your makeup application process a ton. And here I'm just dotting on the foundation all over my face. I'm concentrating more of it on my chin area because throughout my pregnancy, all these hormonal imbalances, I just get like a ton of little zits and whatnot around my chin. So I just want a lot of coverage around there, and I'm just blending everything out with my sponge. So after I did the first layer of application, I felt like it was a little too sheer and I wanted a little more coverage, so I went ahead and added another layer on. So this is 2 layers of the Fenty Beauty foundation and I really loved it. Also, when I used this foundation, I did not need to use any concealer under my eyes or anything. I just felt like the foundation itself just helped even out my skin tone, especially using those 2 shades. It just did really great on my skin. I love using the Naked concealer as a contouring stick, and I just contoured the normal areas of my skin that I normally do. I go ahead and wet my beauty sponge with the Least Water Magnifix, and then I just go ahead and blend out my contour zones with my sponge. I usually don't do it like this. I use a brush, but I find that this technique just makes it look more airbrushed and softer, and everything just looks a little more put together. So that's the technique I've been using recently. I also blend out my nose contour with the sponge, and it's the same sponge. I love the sponge because it has little sharp edges, and I just slide the sponge down the bridge of my nose up and down, and then I go ahead and blend everything else with a stiff fluffy brush. This just helps everything, you know, kind of blend out and not look so harsh. And I'm also going to use the same brush to blend out the contour zones of my lips. Before I go ahead and bake the face, I like to go ahead with the RCMA powder and kind of lightly powder underneath my eyes, around my nose, just any areas that I get really oily. And I like to set that area first so it doesn't get really creased up, because if I just go ahead and bake, it just like the powder just sits on the skin. So I like to kind of go over certain areas that I get oily with a little bit of powder before I go ahead and bake. And over here, I'm actually using a different sponge to bake because I don't want any muddiness or anything, because we did blend out the contour zones with that green makeup sponge. So I'm just going ahead and, you know, baking, and then I'm bronzing using my favorite Lorac Tantalizer. And I love this stuff, guys. I always use this to bronze up my cheeks. I use it in the summertime and I use it in the winter time, so it's just a great shade for me. As you guys see here, I'm using the Tantalizer to go ahead and contour my nose. And when you contour your nose like this, it ends up widening it up a little bit. So you want to get a little bit of your translucent powder and kind of narrow down your nose a little bit and decrease that contour zone or contour line along the side of your nose, just so your nose look a little more narrow and not so wide. Just like that. Now we can go ahead and move on to the eyes and the eyebrows. I'm going to go ahead and use my Smashbox, what is it? Oh no, it's not Smashbox, sorry, my Makeup Forever concealer, and I'm just going to shape out my brows before I go ahead and fill it in with the Anastasia Brow Wiz. I use the shade Taupe, and I love to sketch out my brows or outline them before I fill them in. It just gives me a nice guide, and I never make it too thick or too thin, and it also gives me a little guideline on how dark to do it as well, so it's always perfect. Yes, I am taking it back, guys. I'm going to be using the Morphe 35W palette to create this eyeshadow look. This eyeshadow look is super duper easy. You just need 3 shades, a transition shade, a crease shade, and a lid shade. I'm going in with a nice orange shade that is literally the only orange in this palette, and I'm using that as my transition shade. And then I'm going to go in with a dark brown on the crease area just to darken it up, add a little bit of dimension, and I'm using a pointed blender brush to apply this. You want to go ahead and apply it in downward strokes. You do not want to go upward at all, because we're not trying to create an illusion of a bigger eye or smoke it out or anything. We just want to create a little bit of dimension, so we're going to be stroking downwards and concentrating the color just in the crease and nowhere else. On the lid, I'm going to go ahead and apply a nice satin pink, or should I say like, yeah, it's like a satinish pink shade. It's not very bright, it's very delicate and light, but it still gives a little pop to the center. I just love the way this looks, and you can definitely go ahead and get a fluffy brush and blend everything together, because you don't want it to look very, you know, like center, crease, and transition. You want everything to flow, so just blend everything together. And if you kind of get rid of your dark brown or transition shade, you can definitely go back into your palette and reapply it, just so everything looks a little more put together. And that's exactly what I'm doing here, just adding a little bit more brown in the areas that I feel like it needs a little bit more, and then adding a little bit more of the transition shade if I need it. For my lid, I'm going to go ahead in with this Pixie Glitter eyeshadow. This is my first time actually using it, and I love the way the eye look turned out. If you do want to layer it and you want it a little bit more dramatic, you do want to make sure to dry it. And this is where that handy dandy little fan comes in, again, to speed up the process. After you go ahead and dry that first layer on, you can definitely add another layer. And if you want it more intense, just make sure that second layer is dry before you add on a third layer. I'm going to go in with this mineral pigment called Penny. It's a beautiful copper tone. I'm going to use it as an eyeliner. I just go ahead and spritz my angled brush and apply it. I loved the way this color turned out, and this pigment was so easy to apply, especially when you wet your brush. It looks just like an eyeliner. For my waterline, I just go ahead and use the Pixie Burgundy Kohl pencil. This just softens everything up and kind of brings a little more attention to the eyes. And then I just smoke out the bottom lower lash line with the orange and brown tones that I used as a transition and crease shade on my lid. This just helps soften up the look and not make it so dramatic, but still bring a little more attention to the eyes. Alright, this look is almost done. I'm going to be using the Essence Lash Princess Mascara. I actually really like this mascara. I got it in my glam bag when I went to Ipsy, and I usually apply 2 coats of this when I don't wear falsies, but if I do, then I just do 1 coat, and I do it after I apply my lashes. And over here, I was like skeptical. I didn't know whether or not I wanted to apply lashes, and then later I was like, you know what? Let's put these bad boys on, and these are my favorite ones. Recently, I've been wearing them with every single makeup look that I have, and you guys just saw the before and after. Kittens and Roosters. I forgot what style this is in the Kittens and Roosters brand, but they're amazing. It just looks so gorgeous. Over here, I'm going and doing my lips. I use this lip liner anytime I rock a nude lip to outline my lips, give my lips definition. It's the Lise Wadier lip liner in the color I'm not sure what color it is, but I will link it in the description down below. I just line my lips the normal way. I don't overdraw it or anything, and I go ahead and apply the lipstick. The lipstick that I'm going to be using is from Nye, and I don't have the name of this one either, and I'll list it down below. This is a matte look, so I'm not going to be applying any type of gloss or anything. The only shimmer that will be in this look will be on the eyes. To blend out any line of demarcation from the lip liner, just grab your lip brush and softly blend out the edges like I'm doing so right here. Now it is time to wipe away all the powder off our face, and as you guys saw, I had some fallout, and that's another great thing when you bake is if you have any fallout, it's totally fine. The powder underneath your eyes will catch it and it won't ruin your foundation or your concealer or anything like that. And the brush that I love using to fan out or fan away the powder is the Makeup Forever 101 brush. I love this brush. It is so soft and it does not move your makeup. It does not ruin your makeup anytime you rub it. It just keeps everything in place and everything still looks really natural and beautiful. And I go ahead and apply some blush. I believe this blush is from Makeup Geek, and I just apply it on the apples of my cheeks like so. Of course, if you guys have a nose ring, always be sure to take it out. I always forget to take mine out, so I always have to wipe that little baby clean, and ba-bam. Here is the makeup look with the nude lip. Now we can go ahead and create the one with the red lip, and this is more Christmassy, obviously, because nothing says Christmas and holiday like a red lip. And this lip liner is also from Lisa Wadier. It is a mocha color, and I wanted to do an ombre-ish red type of lip, not so bright, nice, not so dark. So I was kind of going through my palette and seeing which one I should do. If you're skeptical on the tone of red, you can definitely do this as well, because we never know what shade of red to choose. So that's normally what I do, and I decided to go ahead and go with this one. I forget what this one is called as well. I believe it was from MAC Ruby Woo. I know that is taking it way back, but I love this shade. It's one of my go-tos anytime I want a good red lip. And if I just want to add that ombre, I just grab my lip liner and darken up the edges as well as the perimeters of my lips, just to enhance and give a little bit more dimension to it. And that's basically all I do, and I clean the outer parts of my lips to make it a little bit more crisp, and voila, all done. I really hope you guys enjoyed watching this tutorial. Don't forget to thumbs up, comment below which look was your fave, the nude lip or the red lip, and which one you'll be rocking this holiday. Don't forget to follow me on all my social media sites, a thumbs up, subscribe for more content, and I'll see you guys next time.